guys. I hope all is well. Welcome to my tea. You know, it's the real weirdo cry baby, but I can be a lady. Let's go ahead and hop into this tarot card reading. Please remember to only take what resonates with you, and remember what resonates with me might resonate a little bit differently with you. We are going into the 2025, the universal number of number 9. We just came out at 8, the year of the dragon. But looking forward, we are going into the universal year of 9. What does that mean? You have 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. So you remember that the universe loves its patterns. Okay, a good thing. God's tapestry, his seamstress. He's and things are woven into this beautiful pattern. As we learn, karmic cycles. What goes around comes around. Same thing with the days and the years too as well too. So we're in the year number 9. That pattern means pay attention to things that happened in 2016. Pay attention to things that happened in the year 2007. If you want to go a little further behind that, pay attention to the year 1998 and how you were feeling and some of those things that were happening for you as well too. um I want to go ahead. I guess I put the something in the wrong box, so I know, crazy, crazy, crazy. But let me see if I can find those tarot cards, because I would like to read from those as well too. It's just, you guys, I've been getting so many tarot cards, I just don't know what to do with them anymore. Okay, so here we go. I will read some from the tutorials. This is kind of like, if we have any major arcana, we'll kind of try to pull out a card for it and see what it's representing or whatnot. So what am I saying? So you're adding these numbers up. So you say, hey, 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 8. That's not coming out to 9. No, it's not coming out to 9 because you have 9 plus 9 is 18 plus another 8. That's the 26 plus the 26 plus the 1. So you have 27. So 2 plus 7 equals 9. Okay. So it's again those universal numbers 1 through 9. Okay. So next year we'll start all over. It'll be a universal year number 1 because it actually comes out to 10. So there is no 10. There are those rare cases, especially with soul path, soul urge numbers, that you do have those ascended masters numbers of 11. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into this tarot card reading. Again, spiritual blessings to you and yours as well. Thank you, Spirit. And, right. So, yeah, this card. See what I did there? I see what I did. Remember that the cards do speak in past, present, and future. So, those things could have happened. They might be happening. And they might not have happened yet. The cards do speak in past, present, and future. Um, the energy that I'm getting is that somebody is wanting something to happen like really fast, and it's like they're going to be like trying to rush into doing it to get it done. But here is saying take a minute, contemplate about the things that you have going on, because there are new beginnings coming up. But you have to understand that you have the Ace of Swords here too. So some of these things could be happening um for you in the start of those air elements. So somewhere as near as at the end of January. Okay. The beginning of February as well too. These things could be happening somewhere in May, at the end of May, at the beginning of June, or as well too at the end of September at the beginning of October, okay? So but not rushing into this, calling on your higher power, okay? Allowing, good things not to be rushed, okay? So and be steady, okay? So just be steady with it as well too. Again, it's like being prepared. Preparation is key here too as well too. This is also too a lot of times when you there's some celebration that's happening too. So when we do have the Ace of Swords, it's always that number one. Okay, it's starting things off. But again, this is like gaining clarity before you make your next step. Okay. So sometimes what it is, it's better to take those baby steps instead of those great huge leaps. Okay. So sometimes just taking those baby steps. Again, you're coming up with new ideas, so it's nice to see this as well too. You have the Ace of Swords here. Again, this could be like you're starting out the new year. That's what it could represent. Happy birthday to all you Capricorns as well too. Capricorns do start off the new year as well too, but to remember that Aries is the one that starts off the astrological home for the astrological signs. Please check your sun, moon, and rising as well too. The ones that we basically you go by are our sun signs as well too. I did pull out the zodiac cards to see who we're kind of dealing with as well too. Um, let's go ahead and see what other cards we have here. But again, I feel like this is somebody here too that's a strong spiritual leader too. And to remember that timing is everything. Okay, so there's a time for war, there's a time for peace, okay? There's a time to fight and there's a time for love. And the same thing as well too is like remembering those type of things and remember who you fight for and why you fight for them, okay, as well too, because you do have this sword up, so a lot of times it's in within that vibration of, not necessary. It's just like being a strong leader, but keeping a good head about your shoulders, not rushing into things as well too. Um, I do feel like uh, uh as I'm seeing this card here too, so this is why I'm saying like don't rush into certain things too. The easier, like the quicker that you fall in love, the faster it is to fall out of love. Here with this Three of Swords represent heartbreak, okay? That is going to end very sorrowfully if you rush into something. Again, this could be somebody you could be dealing with a soulmate here, a karmic partner as well too. Anytime you have this Six of Cups here too. So but it brings you certain type of happiness, and it's like it's harmony. It makes you feel good, but again it's like not forcing something to happen for you. Don't go chasing, and again there's that saying, good things come to those who wait, and it's all what you do while you're waiting, okay? So not forcefully making something happen as well too with this Six of Cups here. You do have this Death card here too, but then again, a lot of times whenever you do see this Death card here too, you could be dealing with a Scorpio as well too. I love those Scorpios. I really do. I love the Scorpios as well too. And then when you do see this again, this is like something also coming to an end so something new can begin. Okay, every ending comes with a new beginning as well too. You could be dealing with some type of loss. You could be feeling saddened by some of these endings that you have had. Again, you have these feelings of nostalgia. You're missing this person. Again, there's also could be somebody going through some type of spiritual transformation. They lost somebody really important to them as well too, a person that is like a leader in their life. I do see someone here that has been doing a lot of prayer, and as well too it's like they're going towards a higher power, okay? So in remembering that you don't have to suffer alone. You do have those ascended masters that we can look forward to, to go to for comfort and for peace as well too. um and again it's like remembering those who are around you too, they suffer with you too as well. You're not the only one who's suffering, so remembering that you're not alone, okay? And as well too, this is also could be some type of spiritual awakening as well. You're going through a rebirth. So a lot of times what happens when we have those awakenings, it can feel very uncomfortable. Okay, and it's like, especially with this three of swords here. So I like the three of swords, I really do, because it, again, it's like every cloud has a silver lining. Okay, when that sun's been beating down on you for so long and stuff, you hate those cloudy days, but then you become so thankful when that big puff of cloud comes by and blocks that sun, because again, it's like, for a minute you can take a breath, you can breathe. Okay, it's not just all summer sweat and all hard work and all that stuff. So again, it's like those parts of your day that make your day so much better as well too. Okay, it says it's also too here, it's also saying when it rains, it pours. Like when it rains, it's pours. It's like, you're kind of like putting your hands up in the air, like what else, what else is there? But don't do that, because when you do that stuff, you're just allowing, you're accepting things, more things to happen in it, and it's part of your manifestation. So don't do those things. I do feel like there's somebody here that they're learning how to forgive, but they're also forgetting too. So that's good, and I'm proud of you for doing that. You're forgiving and you're also forgetting. But I feel like here with your soulmate, that your soulmate is not doing the exact same thing. Like they forgive you, but they're not forgetting. Okay, so but here it's like you pretty much, you've laid down the law here of how you want to be treated, and if you're not going to be treated a certain way, again, remembering who your moral code, okay, again, those things that you accept about yourself. Okay, say like when I wake up in the morning, I'm kind of grouchy. Okay, the first thing that we do is not want to take that out on our loved ones, those ones that we live with. Okay, we don't want to do that, even though we realize that we're grouchy. We don't want to do those certain type of things. So what can you do about that? You can start your morning off with prayer. A lot of times when you start your morning off with prayer, that helps kind of get through your day, tough it out. Okay, as well too. But I feel like this person here is like every time something goes wrong, it's like their turn, like they turn the plates. Okay, and they turn it like it's all your fault, and you feel like, okay, life is not fair. It's like it's just not fair, because how is it that it's always my fault? And it's like, even when you get caught up in your scandalous ways, when you get caught up in your scandal, and it's like you keep taking, but you're not giving. And this is how you feel towards this person as well too. You love them. They're an emperor. I mean, they're even like a demigod to you. It's like their spiritual powers, they're strong. They're like, they look good, they're handsome, they might be talented in a lot of things. And again, it's like maybe you kind of miss how y'all two would sit there together, and like, even though it's like y'all are just sitting at the house, that y'all were doing something like making music, or writing, drawing, any of those passions that y'all had. Like, y'all are very passionate workers, and I do feel like you have that here too. But then again, at the same time, it's like you're also getting these feelings of renewal. Like, you're feeling like you can do this all on your own as well too, but you're kind of scared. And this is why it's saying, reassuring you with this Ace of Swords, that it's okay to do it alone. I also feel like here too, now, with this, you do have a family that's in a boat, so you are moving towards clearer waters, okay? So when you do see this card here, this Six of Swords, you're finding some balance as well too. But I feel like this is a person who's always been with somebody. Like, they never taken a break in between their relationships. So they kind of like, they went from this deep relationship, this long lasting relationship, and then they went right into another relationship, and it's long lasting, it's a long relationship. So this is why this heartbreak could be kind of rough on you as well too, because again, it's like you got those 5 year blues. Like, every 5 years you're good with somebody, and then after 5 years y'all kind of break up, and then you get into another relationship with somebody for 5 years. I do feel like this is somebody here too as well too. Woman, male or female, it could be either or, okay? But I feel like this too is like they've been beat up, they've been bruised, they've been blue, they've been knocked down, they've been hit forcefully, they've been dragged by their hair, they've had their pushed into a wall, they've had their windshield knocked out, they've had like a boot up their ass, okay? So, and you know that those type of relationships are not healthy. But I do feel like this person is gonna make some type of comeback. But I'm kind of scared here with this death card here as well too, and this three of hearts. Like it could get to the point where if you don't step out, if you don't walk away from this relationship, you could end up doing something really freaking psycho, okay? Really fucking crazy. Because you're just gonna be doing exactly what's been done to you, but you've been taking, like, again, you've been taking all the bumps and you've been taking all the bruises, but one day you're just gonna wake up and say, you know, I don't know, something crazy, like they could be sleeping or whatever, and you toss some hot boiling water on their ass or some grits or something to pay them back for all the shit that they've done to you. But again, be safe, because a lot of times when we start thinking like that, we fuck up ourselves. Like, say we go to start running after somebody, and hey, then all of a sudden we slip, we fall. Okay, so again, just be careful. But I do feel like this is somebody, again, this judgment cards here with the death card here too. A lot of times it's something that you don't want to see, the judgment card here with the death card as well too, because a lot of times it does represent some type of loss, some type of death, okay? But things coming into judgment as well here too. I do feel like before I started this reading as well too, that we were going to see some of that, because it again is going to remembering our loved ones as well too, walking into this new year, but remembering our loved ones as well too. So a lot of times when we see that, we're again coming across that veil, coming across that stretch mark, you know, coming again, like going over that very thin line between what is the end and what is the beginning. Okay, so again, starting that, finding your true happiness into, and remembering that people cannot bring you happiness, but what you can do is find those type of things, relax and surrender to universe. Okay, relax and surrender to universe. Allow universe to give you those ideas, those creative ways of doing things to make you feel happy. Okay, so the major arcana that you have here is this emperor card here. That's why I say you are dealing with some type of soulmate, soul partner, soul twin possibly as well too. And but it's like reaching those different levels. So every time you reach a level, you're grabbing a flag, right? So, but again, paying attention to those red flags as well too. But it's like you are achieving goals here. You are moving forward. But it's just, again, it's like you're having those feelings of nostalgia, because this person can really truly make you happy. Y'all can make each other happy, is what I'm saying. Y'all bring each other happiness to your life. Okay, but once you start depending on them to be your only happiness, that's not, it's not gonna work. Okay, and I feel like this person kind of just gets away with everything. Like when they want to go out, you say not allow them, but they just do it anyways. They're just gonna go, they're gonna leave you at the house, and you're the kind of person who's like, I don't really like going out, so I don't care, leave me at the house. I'm gonna cook dinner, I'm gonna get my sewing needle out, I'm gonna crochet, I'm gonna do whatever it is, I'm gonna just do my old lady behavior, or whatever the case might be. Again, it could be male or female. You got to understand that it's the same thing too. Women have not completely healed. Okay, again, it's like we do things out there, like we're expressing our bodies a lot more again. Especially on the internet, we don't care who sees our most private parts, certain things like that. So like women have changed, and I also feel like this person does find this sexy about you, that you're still one of those type of women who like to wear dresses. They wear dresses a lot. But they might be like, again, it's just like one of those type of persons who's kind of jealous over you too. So like you put makeup on, and they be like, what the fuck you got makeup on for? And it's like, well, damn, when I had this makeup and this dress on, I pulled your motherfucking ass. But still, at the same time, that's what they're going to be thinking, that you're trying to pull somebody else. So But again, this person is like somebody you could have grew up with. Y'all just really just like y'all like you've seen every person that they've been with. They've seen every person that you've been with. Again, there is some type of peace offering here. So remembering that peace offering here too. But and it's like again, don't be exchanging the sword because you have your sword up, he has his sword up, and then all of a sudden y'all are falling into each other's sword. Okay. So again, with that being said, okay, trusting spirit, trusting your intuition here too as well. There's some divine masculine energy here as well too. Um, and again, it's sometimes the best thing to do is to forgive and forget. And as well too, is like praying for that person. Just praying for them as well too, especially if you find it hard to pray for yourself. I do feel like somebody has lost somebody very important to them as well too. Um that card fell on the floor, but it's in the upright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. So, why is this death card here? So we're trying to figure. We're gonna go ahead. Okay. I want to start out because of course it's talking about death here. So, but again, it could be some new beginnings. So you have the again of the Four of Cups here says apathy, disillusion, missed opportunities, remorse, regret. Okay, so the Four of Cups shows a figure set under a tree surrounded by three cups. Okay, so remember how I was saying it's important to contemplate here, to think about your next move, or think before you speak, or any of those certain things. So that's really what that Four of Cups is saying here. Okay, it's like universe is trying to offer you something, but you're like, I've already got these three cups in front of me, so why would it, again like take what universe is providing for me? But again, it's like think before you act. Okay, so again, it's saying a disembodied hand is outstretched, and this hand belongs to somebody. If you look in this picture, is this Ace of Swords? You can actually see that there's somebody holding this sword. Okay, and again, it's like you got the power. It's like that song is coming to my mind. It's like you got the power, but don't abuse that power. Okay, so again, it's saying offering another cup to this person who appears largely unimpressed as they look at the three existing cups, ignoring this new offering. Okay, you're feeling stagnant and are having a hard time focusing on the things that once made you happy and fulfilled. Okay, be mindful of possible opportunities. You may be inclined to pass up on events, but may realize later that they would have led to amazing things. So, but again, it's like this could be dealing with Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So, again, I did say that. So, you guys, a lot of a Scorpio is with me all the time. So, a lot of time when I in these readings, when you see Scorpio come out, okay, that could be some of my energy, okay, because I do have a couple of Scorpios that are with me all the time. Okay? So again, you could be dealing with somebody who is in that water element as well too. Um but again, this is like it's kind of saying what we're thinking about too as well too. So let's go ahead um and find out why this emperor card is here. You guys do have this Ace of Cups. I didn't even notice. I kind of like overlooked it. So here again, another offering. Okay, you could be dealing with somebody who has an M in their name, or a W in their name. You could have somebody who has a T in their name as well too. I feel like they could be like a bike rider. You know how they have that cross, like those biker jackets that had that like equal cross on their jackets or whatever. So again, or this could be somebody who works like within the Salvation Army. They do things for the community too. This could be your energy or your partner's energy, where it's like they give to everybody else, but for some reason it's like it's like any job really. Like let's say you roof, right? You'll go out there and you'll roof and you'll fix everybody's roof. No leaks, right? No leaks, no cracks, no nothing in the ceiling, no none of that shit. But when you get home, it's like your roof needs to be fixed, but you don't do that shit. Okay, it's same thing. It's like you always constantly cleaning everybody's house. You're out there cleaning people's houses. Their houses is spotless, shining. You taking videos and everything else. But when you get to your house, it's like, damn, you too tired to even like pick up a broom. Okay, so again, out with the old and in with the new. Okay, so this is a new year again about new beginnings here. Anytime you see these aces here, so you have two aces here, and I do feel like you got into like a fork in the road, and you just don't know which way to turn, because at the same time you got this partner here that's like y'all got good things going for each other, but also you have this situation here too where you're moving into clear waters. But are you gonna be able to like tough this situation? Are you gonna like literally seriously? Are you gonna be able to beat this person? Are you gonna beat their ass after they've been beating your ass for so long, and then you're gonna turn around and you're gonna think that no, it's gonna lead into something worse. Especially if y'all drink and then be fighting and doing things like that too, like partying, getting fucked up, and then fighting afterwards. And then like say the next day, like y'all you forget all about all that stuff, and then y'all and they're like, baby, I'm sorry, it won't ever happen again. And in the back of your mind subconsciously you're like, yeah, this shit is sad. This stuff is depressing, and it's like you're losing hope, because you realize, if you realize that this will happen again and you're doing it, okay, what you're practicing there is like you're enabling them to do this certain things. If you keep constantly take them back, yeah, make plans, get a suitcase, start putting stuff in the suitcase. And baby, if you feel like you're too scared to put stuff in a motherfucking suitcase, when you're done with somebody, right? You won't just say, I'm done with this person. What you're gonna do is walk away. It doesn't matter what you have in your hand. It doesn't matter what you leave with. You might not want to leave. You might just want to take the most important things to you, whatever that might be, a few dollars in cash, uh, whatever the situation might be, a couple of photos, whatever the stuff is or whatever. But it's all about healing. And then again, it's like what's the saying? What is the saying? Freedom is only saying that you have nothing else to lose. Okay, so freedom is saying that you have nothing else to lose. Okay, so again, I mean, I don't want you to retaliate. Okay, I don't want you to become vindictive in this situation, because I don't think it'll work out very nice. I think something really bad can happen to you or your partner. Okay, so it's crazy how humans are capable of having those feelings of really wanting to, cause somebody some physical pain. Like we had that capability. Like anybody has that thing. But again, it's like they're not gonna look at that man or woman who's been dealing with abuse. They're not gonna be charged, or they're not gonna be convicted of such a heinous crime if their asses got every scratch, every scar, everything to prove that you've been beating their ass for years. Okay, so the reason why you have this emperor card here is because you have a six of swords. You have transition here, and I think we kind of did say that, but we said transformation. So some type of transition. So transitions can be difficult, or you can make it smooth. You can make it a smooth transition, or it could be a very bumpy ride. Okay, but moving on, change. Okay, a rite of passage. Beautiful, beautiful. A rite of passage. Okay, so release. All right, the Six of Swords shows a person with a veil covering their face and a young child, both being rowed across a body of water toward land. Six swords stand upright in the boat. There's a state of transition where you're being forced out of your comfort zone or a difficult past, and you're headed toward uncharted territory. Okay, this move is crucial for your growth, whether you're wanting it or not. Take the time to reflect on any emotional baggage you may be carrying as you're moving between phases, and see what you may be able to leave behind. Okay, so again, this is saying you could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. We started the reading off with that. We said air element. Again, these things could be happening for you around this time. Okay, so, and again, this person that you feel like, okay, it's like we're not perfect people. Okay, you do feel like this is your soulmate. Okay, if it's meant to be, it's gonna be. Okay, so again, with looking at this too, you feel like there's such a good person in on the inside, but again, this is not. It's not about. It's not about that. It's about self love. Okay, again, self love. Again, self care, self support. Okay, again, trying these new things that you never done before. Again, like I'm saying, if you're just used to always being with somebody, you might feel a little wobbly out there walking on your own 2 feet. Okay, so okay, that's we can accept that. We can understand that. Again, it's like you've always had four hands, four eyes, looking at everything, doing everything. But now it's like now you're down to 2 feet, two hands, and one head. So again, thinking about those type of things. Now, why is this judgment card here? Because you did have the judgment card here. Okay, it was the overall energy for everything. At the bottom of that, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cups. So you're almost to wishful thinking, like you're or wish fulfillment. I'm sorry. So it's like right now it's wishful thinking, but you're almost to wish fulfillment. Okay, so a lot of times again, we're looking at this judgment card. So it's all about choices, self realization. So again, realization is understanding this stuff. Visualization and realization. Okay, so reflection, renewal, awakening, choices. Those things you have to make. Rising up as a family. Okay, so again, rising up. If you are a young parent and you have kids and they're in this household and they see those type of things happening to y'all like beating up on each other and stuff like that, they're gonna accept that too and say, hey, once I get into a relationship or whatever, this is what love is all about. But then again, that again is sharing those negative feelings. You're passing that on, and these children are trying to break these generational curses, like not be so traditional as we have before. And I heard something last night, like we really are moving into our light years. And so things be happening and they happen so quickly as well too. But we are moving into those light years, okay? Especially when it comes to human consciousness. Like when one person feels it, we all feel it too. So, and it's like not forgetting that too. I know we don't want, it's like we don't want to think about it. We don't want to say, oh man, we belong to this universal consciousness. Like the universe is living, breathing, and it's like we're one breath, one life, one heartbeat, but we really are. Okay, so again, it's like, and remembering that you have a safe place, to share these feelings with one another, not where it's going to be just attack, attack, attack with this Ace of Swords here, because there is going to be some type there. I feel like there's going to be some type of peace offering here. So again, self-help. Okay, there could be in that situation as well too, because when you do have this Ace of Cups, it is saying that we recognize your sorrow, we recognize your heartbreak, we recognize your grief. There's gonna be in it one day, you just could be possibly, I'm sorry for saying that, one day, because there are things that come along with that. They saying, oh, this is gonna happen one day, it's gonna happen one day. And dude, you know what I'm saying? So again, it's like, but there's gonna be this over emotional outflow, like where a day happens, and it could be a full moon. It could be anything. Again, of being part of that universal life. So again, you start crying and you don't realize, like, oh, I've been holding on. I've been strong. I've been all these other things. And then, baby, you could get away and you're in the next state. Okay. And it's like, instead of you crying, it just starts pouring down rain, or it just starts and you just realize that you escaped. Okay, so again, it's like, or it starts healing, okay, but you escaped. You got out of there with your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's that serious, okay? So again, it's like that card did not fall in the it did not fall in the upright, so I'm not going to read those. But when judgment came out, so it's like you can't just break down judgment card, right? Because it's everything you done did in your life in decision. It's not about good and bad. It's not about evil and good and all those type of things. It's saying, okay, so again, we understanding like those crimes of passion. Okay, we understand that you've been beating this person's ass for so many years, and so today they decided to get up and throw some hot grits on your motherfucking ass because you've been putting your hands on this person. So again, it's like we kind of set. If you go out, if you go out there and you just motherfucking taking things that don't fucking belong to you just to take because you want it, you're just being greedy. You know, people gonna look at you like, man, you're for real, you're a piece of crap for taking something that don't belong. And that's like the worst karmic justice that you could get that will come back to you too as well too, taking shit that don't belong to you. But if you're out there, motherfucker, you trying to get all you and your babies got is a fucking radio at the house. So you go outside, you go to a store and you take some fucking batteries just so you and your babies can listen to the motherfucking radio. I know why, because I get so mad, I get so upset about these situations, so I start cussing, right? Because the struggle is real, okay? So, but again, it's like hearing those things and believing those things that good things are going to happen, okay? But just sometimes we kind of have to work for those good things to happen, okay? They don't just happen like that. All right. So, you do have the Queen of Cups here. So let me remind you that when you do have the Queen of Cups, it's all again about compassion, having compassion towards this person, and that's what I'm saying. Is like somebody's not gonna be so upset if you go out and take a pack of Pampers because your baby's been sitting in cloth diapers and you just want them to have some Pampers, okay? Just whatever the situation might be, okay? But if you going out there and you're stealing like a ring, they're like for what? It's because that's something you want, not something you fucking need, okay? And I get it, like oh, I want what everybody else has got, da da da. But no, it's not cool. But what I'm saying is like people again like they'll have some type of compassion towards you, held towards you because they kind of realize like okay, the struggle is real. This person they they're just trying to put clothes on their kids back or trying to feed the family. All right. So, but loving and the Queen of Cups is all about loving, intuitive, psychic, calm, spiritual, tender-hearted. So, what I was saying is like trusting your own intuition as well too. So you do have like a lot of water element on the board here, is what I'm seeing too here as well too. So dealing with those Cancer, Scorpios, or those Pisces, and then like a lot of times when you see that Pisces, like we don't like it, but it's dealing with that karmic. Okay, so that's everything wraps up in Pisces season. Okay, so those birthdays that are in February and the beginning of April, that's what I was saying. Aries starts off the astrological home. Okay, thinking about those things within the ethereal world, the ephemeral world. Okay, so you have the Knight of Cups here too. So idealistic, romantic, emotional, imaginative, sensitive. Now to me, with this Knight of Cups here, it's not the King of Cups, but you do have that Emperor card here. This sounds more like it. This is more towards the like again they say you can have multiple soulmates, but I do feel like this is more of what if you're looking for that type that healthy love connection again that quote unquote that is better to go after than to look for that healthy love connection. One of the psychic readers that I have, like people that's not that does those certain journeys that we're all on, that some they're just not for everybody, okay? So again, this sounds more like idealistic, this Knight of Cups, because with this Knight of Cups, there's chivalry here. There's some type of romance, there's communication. So again, there's the all kinds of help. Is it screaming and yelling at each other? Is that healthy communication? No. Giving each other loving support, listening? Yeah, that is healthy communication. Again, we sometimes that's all we need is just to be heard. If you just let us spit our mouthpiece, and then we feel a lot better. We don't feel like we have to have this day where we start crying and then we don't stop and nobody heard our tears because those tears are so silent. We had to cry on our own. Nobody was there. There was no shoulder. There was no, to lean on. There was nobody to lean on. There was not. It was just again. if you've ever seen a tear, a lonely tear just fall out of your face when your head's down, it's the saddest thing you'll ever see. So again, it's like one tear or 1,000 tears. Regardless, you still shed a tear. Okay, it's crying. You're upset. So again, with this Knight of Cups, so I feel like these cups are being filled with something more than love and healing and acceptance and things like that. I feel like it's being filled more with these other choices that you have here as well too. There are those feelings of nostalgia. Um, I feel like they tell you to, like, if you walk away, don't come back. And I think you should take that shit to heart. That if you do walk away, don't come back. Okay. So you do have this Page of Wands here. So you have some inspiration, you have freedom. We just talked about that limitless potential and exploration with the Page of Wands here too as well too. So now you have all the elements on the board as well too. So chariot. Excuse me. You have to give me a minute. So we were talking about not rushing into doing evil, right? And doing those things that we know that's probably not going to get us in a good place. We all need room to grow. Okay, we need to realize that, okay, that to slow down a little bit, even though we're in our light years. Um, Again, gaining greater awareness of our partner's primary needs, as well to finding something that's more fulfilling. And when I say fulfilling, it means you being fulfilled. Okay, like taking those spiritual baths, doing those spiritual cleanses as well too. Try not to do things impulsively. Okay, I know this is really hard. Okay, so try not, because I feel like a lot of times there those people who are more strong spiritually, intuitive, because we all have gifts. But again, there's those people that have the gift of gab, there's those people that have the gift of touch, where they can just put their hand on you and just feel like everything's healed. They bless you in a certain way by their touch. There's people that have those spiritual gifts of giving, like where they can just give you something and be like, dang, how did you, this is exactly what I needed. But again, it's like universe lays it on them thick as too well too. And that's why I kind of want to, I already, because my readings are always, they always go like this, because when I started my ministry work back in 2018, I said I wanted to go into ministry work because I wanted to be there to provide services for people that have lost somebody. Okay, so this is the whole reason why I'm into a lot of spiritual works as well too. Again, about that coexist that's happened since 9/11. Again, all religions coming together, especially in this country where we had the freedom to worship, the freedom of speech, again, or to be quiet and not say nothing at all. All right, so again, I have to, because you have like the three cards here, major, definitely. Again, we don't like to talk about it, but again, so for an example, um we just lost somebody very important to us as well too. It happened in December, but to explain it to my kids is like they're going through transition. So there's not really a lot of times when somebody is going through that transition do you get a chance to say goodbye. Okay, so you have to figure out ways of how to say goodbye without really getting to say goodbye. Okay, again, it's like a lot of times I tell it's that I tell my brother, don't come back. Okay, don't come back. And I feel like here in this relationship here as well too, like this person, you're you're really in love with this person, and this person is really in love with you as well too, but they're kind of suicidal themselves. Okay, they're really suicidal themselves too, so they're dragging you down with them as well too. And I know sometimes we see things in like a romantic side where we feel um like a Romeo and Juliet. The death is not fake. Death is something that's very real, okay? That person is not sleeping, okay? Or however you want to say, like they're sleeping and they'll sleep until again judgment day, okay? So you have the judgment card here as well too. And the card is always going to talk about everyday things that affect our life as well too. But this is more about rebirth, resurrection. Okay, they're not sleep, they've awakened, they're having some type of, the angels have called this trumpets. And again, those trumpets mean different things. It's like, again, it might be time to go to war, but who you fighting for? And I feel like this is somebody who's fighting for themselves. Okay, it's like, if and two, like, asking yourself, like, if you want to die, like, take me with you, like, we're gonna die together. It's like, again, like this love suicide type of thing again. But we, like, love has changed so much. But again, it doesn't have to be like that, okay? It doesn't have to be. And you have to understand, is if a person wants to ruin themselves, you have to just, you cannot keep saving them, because every time you're going to keep trying to save them, it's like you, again, it's like you're putting your life at risk, okay? Again, you're putting your loved one's life at risk. But there's somebody is damaged here, okay? They're very damaged. And when I say that, it's like they're doing things to, like, kill themselves every day, whether it's um strong shit like sticking a needle in their arm every day. I hate to talk about it. Whether they're snorting something up their nose every day, or uh drinking that hardcore liquor every day, or something they're doing to themselves, okay, every day, that again is, they have the freedom, right? But they feel like they have nothing to lose, okay? Which, and again, you see them as an emperor, you see them as a perfectionist, somebody who's good at what they do, they're a great love maker. They But they're just selfish, they're very selfish. And you're let's see who got the tea. Let's see what it's really about. Cause you guys, I'm sorry, Breeze. I did light some incense. It might be time to light another incense as well too. We all have our vices. Okay, we all have our addictions. We all have those type of things that sometimes we like laying up in the hospital bed, and you ain't had a cigarette in months. All you want is a fucking cigarette, okay? And they said, no, you better not smoke this cigarette. But then again, it's like, those type of things that we love in life. And it's like, soon as we take that from somebody, we take it from them. So again, it's like that, and it's like, that's all they want, okay? That's all they need, really. Like, honestly, that's like, get them a fucking cigarette. Let them smoke that cigarette. Give them a sip of beer. They probably like, just give them a sip of beer. It brings them back to life. It's like old school remedies of certain shit. Okay, but trust in your intuition and your gut instinct. Is in the light years that we're talking about too. It's getting harder and harder to trust as well too, because like we're you just got to realize that every day when you wake up, you're being watched. Like, you have to realize, like, every day when you wake up, you're being watched, you're being studied, you're part of this um I don't even know how to explain it, like this homegrown laboratory, like explaining the way of the world. Is just like, you're under the lights all the time, okay? You're just the way to explain that type of stuff. but there's definitely some type of loss that has happened here. There's been a very bad breakup. There's been feelings of nostalgia. There could be, again, I'm not that type of person. Like if they say things, when a lot of times when you hear tarot card readers tell you things are gonna be a lot better next year than they at this time of year than they are this year, that means somebody is not gonna make it all the way to 2026. Okay, but I don't again, I don't feel like that here. I just feel like somebody has dealt with loss, and they lost somebody that's really important to them as well too. But I'm picking up on some violence here too as well too. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I covered all corners, to make sure that you realize what the frick we were talking about. Because the chariot's nice and sweet. It looks like a nice and sweet and low, the chariot card, or swing low or whatever. But again, that chariot is like one of that that bus from motherfucking hell coming to pick up a whole load of people. And that's the thing too. It's like when we lose somebody, we don't just lose one person. We lose a whole bus load of people every year. Okay, and just looking back into the years, like every year is like more and more. Don't it seem like? And it's like we should be, if we're really that advanced in these light years, we should be somewhere close to finding a cure for death. We should be somewhere close to finding again, like those cures for these major diseases and things like that. um we have every plant, but we're destroying the earth. So it's like every plant has a cure to everything, but we're constantly destroying the earth. If we're so motherfucking in them light years again, like why are these same things that's happening, that's like people passing away of simple things like stress being the number one killer? Like why is there so much stress on folks? Like why is that? There's all these things that we have out here that should be, you know um give us the possession of love, that give us the go-to to be able to come out again. But it's like all this hate is always constantly swarming around us all the time, and envy, and all those nasty words that we don't like to use, because again, we're talking about it. So going back to those negative feelings, and how those negative feelings are shared. If this person is feeling like this, the next person is going to be picking up on that, especially if you're an empath. If you're a good person too, a narcissistic person can pick up on that too, and start acting like this person. So you have all your shapeshifters. You have those people too as well too, that can pick up on your personality and only use it momentarily as well too. But going back to, you have the death card here with the chariot and the judgment, and you also have the three of swords. Those are like the four major cards that come together that represent end of life here. Okay. So again, going back to understanding what these cards are saying here too as well too. And again, it's like talking about those when you have those spiritual gifts. Okay. At the bottom here, you have salty, so feeling wrong, bitter, dramatic, and jealousy. Okay, we did talk a little bit about that too. At the bottom of that, you have a frenemy, fake friends, two-faced, hidden attentions. We were just talking about that as well too. But let's find out who got the tea. So again, like with these readings, I wanted to start off the new year, but remember we do have these new beginnings here as well too. But again, I do feel like there's some type of violence here, like especially with this judgment card here. Excuse me, I feel like something has had that instance. Like, so I do feel like somebody here has got all the bumps, the bruises, the scratches, the scars, everything to prove what's been done to them. But again, I feel like this is somebody who it's like they went to go pick up the knife. Okay, they went to pick up the knife, and they're really gonna seriously do something to this person to cause harm to this person, because they're standing there with the ugly ass black eye on their face, or a goosebump or goose egg on their fucking forehead, because they've been hit. Okay, and they're just standing there with the knife, and they're contemplating on whether to use it on the abuser. Okay, so again, I do feel like there's this certain type of situation here too, and it's like, but again, there are those hotlines that you can call to as well too, if you're being abused, to call to get the help that you need. Okay, so I that's important. Let's go ahead and I want to, because I'm not gonna leave somebody like that, so let's go ahead. my phone. Let me see. I'll try to, because I'm always gonna try to do those things to help. And it's crazy because you can, and I don't want you to like you picked up this knife, like you don't know if to turn it on them or to turn it on yourself, and that's where it's leaving you feeling as well too. So again, we do have this card here, and it's like I'm always gonna talk about it because, like I said, when I started my ministry work, this is what it was all about. So it makes it very difficult because I have a choice to make whether to talk about it or not. Now I will always do my best to try to talk it out in a way where it again is like try to bring to find the good in the situation, to find the love in the situation. But again, I'm T gonna keep it real with you, okay? So numbers to call or text if you are being abused. So the National Domestic Violence Hotline, you can always text begin to 88788. Okay, so National Domestic Violence Hotline, or you can call this number 1-800-799-7233. Okay? So these are tarot card readings. They look into those type of things. You could book a reading with me as well too, and we can talk about it all day long if you like. But then again, it's like you getting the help that you need. Okay, so those are the domestic hotline before you think about doing something crazy to yourself. So snack, okay, sex appeal, physical attraction, irresistible desire. So again, this could be we did say that like they're a great love maker. You could be like missing the love that y'all shared. Again, like missing a bedroom. They might have the prettiest vagina you've ever seen, or the prettiest dick you've ever seen, or certain when you do think about that ideal pussy or that ideal cock, you're thinking about that. You're thinking about them. Okay, so again, it's like but again, or like they look at you like a snack, and it's like you're just a snack, bro. Like, no, I'm a full-time meal. Like, and realize that shit too at the same time. So, but again, it's emperor. So it's like how you're seeing this person, and you're thinking you're not gonna be able to see somebody else like that. But then again, it's saying you've been in a relationship back to back already. So again, allow some time for that to be able to happen for you again, okay? And I think that's what you realize, what you're going, those feelings of nostalgia. What are you gonna leave behind? Are you leaving behind a sex symbol, or are you leaving behind a good ass person, a divine being, someone who treats you well? And again, it's like those things too. Love over lust, okay? So loyalty over royalty. It's all those type of things that you have to consider as well too. Who got the tea? So again, it's saying inner light, soul searching, finding true self, and living consciously. We just talked about those things as well too. So again, we have the glow up here. It said who has the tea. So there's some type of major transformation. There's drastic changes, and there's time for self improvement. So the glow up is real. So we do have those cards. I could pull out some zodiacs. Um, Let me go ahead. I'm gonna pull out some more tarot card readings. Um, I want to pull these cards out because these cards were in my dreams. So I want to go ahead and pull out these tarot card readings. And again, it's like these readings might not be for everybody. You should be 18 and up before you do come to these readings as well too. Uh, Again, it's like it talks about everything. Back in the day, like when you didn't have, like when we didn't have technology, what was important was art or pottery or a certain thing that's been passed down in your family for so long, and you just look at it and you would stare at it. It would be in your house, but it's been in your household for 20, 40, 60 years, right? So important. It's like things we didn't have before, and it's crazy because it's like I was thinking about my grandma too, and I was like, man, I was like, why do I still try to text my grandma? My grandma didn't even get the text. Like just 20 years ago we were just starting to text, y'all. You do realize that, right? So it's like all those things that have happened since we've been able to just text each other 20 years ago. So again, just think about those things and how times do change. Again, we are going into those, and we all have our unique needs, okay? But again, change and growth is needed here too. It's not always going to be automatic, okay? Again, sometimes we just have to learn how to grow, okay? Learn how to forgive, learn how to forget, okay? So again, that, and it's like a lot of times we have to give up on some things, okay, so we can live our full lives. And sometimes that just happens, okay. All right, so something did come out. Let's see what happened here. All right. Okay, yay, very nice, very, very nice. So your angels came out. You had the temperance card here. So when you do see temperance here, it's represented by the number 14, okay. So number 14 is all about moderation, again, acceptance, those New Year's resolutions that we've been made, what you're moving forward into. It's about that balance, spiritual balance. It's very important. The highs and lows, balancing the highs and lows, the needs from the wants, okay. Um, that thin line between love and hate, the timing, a place for everything. But most importantly, when you have this temperance card, it's like somebody's patience is wearing very thin. And I've been saying it all week. It's like it's happening. But this temperance card here is all about patience as well too. So I would stop the reading there because the angels are with you, okay? Um, we could pull out some numbers if you like. Let's see what some numbers have to say. Because I think sometimes the zodiac cards, they kind of make it too personal, okay? And again, it's a very heavy reading. Sometimes and two, you can't force somebody to talk about something that they've healed from too. A lot of times you can't force them to talk about it. If you want them to talk about it and share it with you, like share something from their past and you don't understand why they won't talk to you about it, again, give them time. They'll talk about it when they're ready, because again, everybody grieves differently. Again, we have different pasts and things like that, even though we belong to the same, consciousness. And again, it's like, let's see what numbers we have here. But just give them a time, allow them to talk about it, and try to understand those feelings of nostalgia and why do we feel nostalgia too as well too. Let's see. It says, let's do a reminder here. It says, angel whispers are the guidance that is always within you. Your ability to find the answer that is needed is your innate superpower. Okay? In this moment, close your eyes and ask, what is my next move? Okay? Place your trust in the first answer you receive, as your higher self is always connected to what is best for you. Trust. Okay? So I'm just going to go right back to this Ace of Swords when we first initially pulled it out. Again, there's a feather here, so somebody could be finding feathers. This is somebody who, again, that's crossing the veil and telling you that you are loved, that you are supported, that they're always thinking of you as well too. Um, okay. They're just in a different way, okay. It's not saying they go in a bad way or they go in a good way. It's just different now. It's like they can't feel pain, they can't feel suffering, they can't feel, you know the angels crying, they can't feel those type of things. They, again, it's like It's all about the love. It's all about the light. Okay. So no numbers is coming out. I don't think we want to ruin it by numbers. So again, it's like we can become kind of obsessed with numbers as well too. Uh, so I'm not gonna pull out any numbers. I'm just gonna go ahead and read a message. Let me see if I can find out what the temperance card is all about. Let's see. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life. I actually have the day off work today, but I gotta go to my other job. I told my kids, I said, my paycheck's not gonna be very good this week, and I told them that, and I told them that, and it's like everybody needed me this week, but um, let's see, I can't even find this temperance card. I think we all kind of know again, like that temperance card. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius as well too, so I don't know why it's so hard to find the temperance card here. It's number 14. So what's the big idea? It is a major arcana. You have lots of major arcana. So again, I do feel like there's somebody there facing some major problems. Like these things are not just minor, that they are very temperate, very severe. But temperance is about balance and meditation. It is being mutable, recognizing when to change with the times and when to change the situation itself. Okay? So, reconciliation, okay? Thinking about that, how to reconcile, forgiving and forgetting sometimes is the answer. But also, again, like with those reconciling, if they're just like, baby, I won't do it again, but in the back of your mind, you're kind of saying, you're kind of feeling kind of hostile towards that person. Again, being a good influence too, as well too, remembering that change of positivity as well too, um that people can pick up on that as well too, like, so what are you passing down from generation to generation? Remembering your purpose. What is your purpose in life? A lot of times, like, you can become a mentor when you're faced with these challenges, when you're faced with these struggles. A lot of times you can be very a person of empowerment, where you give other people the feeling of empowerment to move forward, to do well. Okay, so doing things in moderation and harmony, so which I think we talked about all those things. The numbers didn't want to come out, so I'm not going to pull any numbers. Again, I gave you the number that you should call. Again, I'll leave the information in the description box or something like that too, as well too. But remembering, you're like, okay, you guys, eat good, feel good. Remember your New Year's resolutions, or whatever they're called, I don't know, your pledges, and remember that the glow up is real. Okay, so, and I wish you a lot of good joy and prosperity on your come up. And at the bottom here, you had the Ace of Hearts. So lots of love, and that's where you would want the card to go. So, just like my coffee cup says here, is like, what is done in love is done well. So again, it's like, if you're doing it out of love, that's what it's about, doing it out of love. It can't be a bad decision or a wrong decision, when you're doing it out of love. But again, don't misconstrue what true love is. Okay, so again, doing things out of love. All right, so you have a lot of people looking forward to you, Looking forward to the things that you do and how you do the things that you do. And again, hope to see you tomorrow. Okay. All right. Thank you.